Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is Kitech Digital. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the contact form 7 to be able to create your own contact form. Now the contact form 7 is one of the popular contact form plugins that you can be able to use in creating forms or contact forms. Now in this video, I'll go through how you can be able to use the contact form 7 to create a simple contact page, and then how you can design it using another plugin which will help you to be able to design your contact form 7. So without wasting my time, let's get into the video. Now I'm going to go to my dashboard over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover on plugins. So I'm going to scroll down to plugins over here, okay, and then I'm going to go to add new plugin over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for contact. Now this is the contact form 7 plugin that we're going to install. So this plugin, which have over 5 million active installation, we're going to click here to install now, and then we click here to activate. Now that we have our contact form installed and activated, as you can see, this is it over here. Now you can also go to the side of the your admin menu bar over here, and then you see the contact over here. Okay, so now to be able to create a form, you go to contact over here and then click on contact forms. Now you realize that one form has automatically been created for you over here, which is contact form 1. Okay, now you can either go ahead and then use the contact form shortcode over here in your page, or you can even go through it and then go and edit the contact form, add whatever thing that you want to add in it, and then be able to create your contact form. So as you can see over here, if you click on edit contact to edit the contact form, we will have all these things to deal with. So this is the form, that is the main form that we created over here. So this is the simple contact form that you have over here, with your name over here, that is providing the name of the person filling the contact form, the email of the person filling the contact form, and then the subject of the person filling the contact form, and then the subject of the message, and then the whole message itself, okay, over here, and then a submit button over here. So these are short codes that represent each and every form of the contact form. So the area, the filling area of the contact form, this is the short code that represents it over here. So as you can see, this is simple. Now these things over here are all editable. You can add whatever it is that you want to add in it. Okay, so maybe you want to add a date, or maybe you want to add a drop down menu, or maybe you want to add check boxes, or anything that you want to add, radio buttons and other stuff. You can all add it in this contact form. Now let me show you how this contact form really look like using this short code over here. So to see how this contact form really looks like, we're going to copy this contact form over here. Okay, so highlight on it and then right click and then click on copy. Now we are going to create a new page. So let's say we hover on pages over here, and then we can click on new page. Now I'm going to leave this one open, so I'm going to open in a new tab over here, and then click on open over here. Now it is going to I'm going to create a new page so that we can insert our shortcode in it. Now remember that what we are going to use to create the contact form is Elementor. Okay, so for those of you who don't know Elementor, we're going to use the Elementor to create our page. Okay, so that we can design it with anything that we want to use to design. So for those of you who don't know Elementor, Elementor is a page builder that helps you to be able to design any kind of page that you want. So I'm going to name here contact, or you can say contact us or whatever it is, but I'm going to say contact over here. Now I can go ahead and then search for shortcode over here. Okay, this one over here, and then insert the shortcode over here, and then just click on what, on publish over here. Now I can go ahead and then view my what, my page. Okay, so this is the contact page that I created, a very simple contact page over here. So as you can see, your name, your email, your subject, the message, which is optional, and then what, and then the what, the submit button. So guys, as you can see over here, this thing is not editable. I cannot what, do anything about it. I cannot change the style or anything about it, unless maybe I know how to what, I know how to, you know, code or write CSS and other stuff, and then I can go over here to additional settings over here, and then I'll add my what, any code snippets that I want to add over here. Okay, so I don't want to what, you know, do that. I just want to design the what, the form the way I want it. So now that this contact form has been able to create a form for me, now what do I need to do? I need to what, try and then what, design it the way I want. Okay, so we will go about it, designing it. I'll show you how you can be able to what, customize the page, design the page anyhow you want it. But before we go on, let's go back over here and then see the other tabs over here. Aside the additional CSS, additional settings that I've talked about, whereby you can add your code snippets, you can also what, you know, see the additional settings over here, how you know, you can be able to what, add your their code that you can be able to add to it, and all those things, the settings, how you can be able to add it to it. They have you know, done all the instructions over here for you to be able to what, read through. If you know how to what, write your own codes and other stuff, you can do that. But we don't know how to write our own code and other stuff, so we are not going to tackle this time. Now this time around, we are going to go to mail over here. Now the mail is where your what, your you know, your message will go. Okay, so after the person filling the what, the form, after the person filling this form, where does it go to? Okay, and that is where I am going to show you. So 2 is the site admin. So if you go to your site admin, this is my what, my site admin, as you can see over here. Okay, so it goes to the what, the site admin over here. Okay, and then from is what, the site title. So it is from what, from, you know, this website, which is what, digital library over here, and then the email address, which is what, the admin email address is over here, and then the subject is what, is the site title, and then what, the subject. So the subject will be here. So the subject of the what, of the person who wrote the what, the message. Okay, so this is what, the subject. Okay, so whatever the subject it is, what will be shown, it will come over here. And then additional headers. Okay, so where you want to what, it to be replied to will come over here. So now if you go to the message body, and that is where the message will be, you realize that from, that is your what, your email, and then the subject, which is what, the subject over here, and then the message body, that is the main what, message. Okay, so the main message in this contact form will what, will appear over here. Okay, so if anything is in the contact form, then you need to what, bring that shortcode over here, so that it will be able to what, it will be able to also appear in the what, in the message body for you whenever you you receive what, the email. And then we have if you want to include lines and other stuff, you can also even write your own what, your own, you know, instructions and other stuff what, over here. Okay, so after here, you can even delete this one if you don't want to show it, or you can write anything that you want to write. Maybe you have people who read your messages for you, and the instructions you want them to what, to see whenever they receive this kind of what, messages from your website mail. And then you know, file attachment, you can what, you can you know, write attach, use the shortcode over here for it to what, also appear. Okay, so that is about this one, about the mail. And then, you know, the 2, that is what, the site admin, that is where the email is going. Okay, when somebody fill this contact form, where does it go? That is where it is shown as well, the site admin email. Now make sure that your site admin email really correspond to what, correspond to this one, or you can even delete this one over here and then write your own what, email address over here. But make sure that the email address over here is from this domain over here, so that the emails will not not be bouncing. Okay, sometimes when because of email bouncing and other stuff, STMP settings, wrong STMP settings and other stuff, you realize that you have emails with bouncing and other stuff. Make sure that if you don't want it to bounce, make sure that you have an email which is created using this domain name, using your domain name. So as you can see, kobi@buzuzu.com. okay, and that means that the email will never bounce. Okay, so you set it up correctly, and then everything will work for you. Now go to messages over here. So these messages are all the messages that the sender will see whenever there is a success, there is an error, there is submission fail and other stuff, there is a spam and all other stuff. So as you can see, this is sender's message was sent successfully. So thank you for your message, it has been sent. So whatever you want the sender to see whenever the message is sent successfully, you type it over here, and then sender's message failed. So when the sender message failed, whatever you want the person to see, the sender to see, you type it over here. And then validation error. So when there is an error over validation and other stuff, when the field is required and then the person did not fill it, you write it over here. And then the submission was referred as a spam. So maybe there is you have set up the kind of email addresses that you want to receive emails from, and then somebody use a different email address, it will go to a spam straight away. And then there are terms that the sender must accept. Okay, so maybe terms and conditions and other stuff that the sender needs to accept before sending the email. You need to write the message over here when the sender did not accept that email. And then there is a field that the sender must fill. There is a field. So all these fields should be the messages you want the person to see. All this should be entered successfully. Now automatically it has been filled for you. If you want to change it, you go ahead and then change it. So the last field is the additional settings, which we have already talked about it. Now let's go back to the forms over here. Now we have our form over here. Okay, and then it is what we want to, but then the design and other things is not good. So how do we change it? Now before we change the design, let's go back to our form and add other things to it. Okay, so let's say we want to let's say add a different field. Okay, so maybe I want your name, your email, and then I also want a telephone number. Okay, telephone number. So how do I get the telephone number? So I want the telephone number to come just after the email. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this one over here. Going to copy it, and then click over here and then go to a step down, maybe 2 steps down, and then I'll paste in this one over here. Says your email. I'll change this one to your telephone. Okay, so I'll say your telephone number or your maybe mobile number. Okay, I'll change it to your mobile number, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this code from here. Okay, I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to go click over here which says telephone, click on it, and then name, which is the telephone, and then is the field required? I'll say yes if it's required. Now the default value that you want to it to enter. So let's say we want to just say maybe just type in your telephone number. So let's say 001 or maybe +1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, or whatever it is that I want to enter. And then I'm going to use this one as the placeholder. Okay, so I'll click over here, and then now that I'm done, I'm just going to you see this one, this is the shortcode. Okay, so I want to insert this shortcode into the into the form over here. So I'll click on insert tag over here, and then it is inserted over here. Now I can go ahead and then we'll save the form. Okay, so when I click on save the form over here, it will be what, it will be saved for me. Now when I go to the contact over here and then I refresh it, I'm supposed to see my what, your email, your phone number over here. So as you can see, this is what, your mobile number. Okay, and the placeholder that we used is what is over here. So we're going to what, use it as what, our mobile number. So now as you can see, we can be able to, you can, the same way you can go ahead and then insert any kind of what, any kind of code in it. Now you don't need to write any code. All what you need to do is what, just if I want to what, I want to insert another code. Let's say I want to insert, let's say, a drop down menu. Okay, and then I want to insert it after the subject. Okay, so let me just copy this subject over here, copy it, and then come over here and then paste, go down, click enter twice, and then paste this subject over here. Now instead of the subject, I'm going to change it to let's say where did you hear of us, or something like that. Okay, so where did you hear of us? Okay, where did you hear of us? So it's gonna be like a question, and then I'm gonna remove this subject code over here. Okay, and then maybe I'm gonna bring a drop down menu. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this drop down over here, and then I want the option to be required over here. I want the field to be required. Okay, and then the options, I will say the options that I want them to choose from, because it's a drop down menu. So the options that I want them to choose from, I'll say maybe Facebook, and then go down, hit down. Okay, so one option per per line. So as you can see over here, one option per line. Okay, so let's say Google, and then maybe Twitter, and then maybe Instagram. Okay, and then maybe I would say maybe a friend told me, or another one maybe other. Okay, so if you want to allow multiple selections, it means that you want to allow them to select different things. Now if you do that, it's going to be like a checklist. Okay, so, or something like they will select, hold the control key and then, or the command key, and then they will select different sessions. But I just want it to be a drop down. All what I need to do is just click on insert tag over here. After I'm done with it, just click on insert tag over here, and then I am done. So as you can see over here, this is it. Now if I go ahead and then click on save over here, okay, and then I come over here and then refresh it, I'm supposed to see where you heard from us over here. Okay, where did you hear of us? Okay, so I can select anything that I want to select. So Facebook, Google, Twitter, whatever it is, I can just select them over here. And then the last one is, after you are done with your form, okay, after you are done with your form, all what you need to do is make sure that you go to mail over here, and then all the the additional things that you added, because you wanted to you want to receive messages from it, make sure that you add the shortcode into this ones over here. So guys, all the additional codes, or the additional things that you added, okay, to receive it from when you go to the form. For instance, we added telephone number. Okay, we added telephone number. So we can just come over here and then select this code over here. Okay, this code, you see this code over here, yeah, we select it. Okay, just select it and then copy it. Okay, and then when we come to mail over here, okay, what are we going to do? We're just going to paste that code over there. Okay, so we just type in these two bracket over here, paste the code over here, okay, and then we can just give it what any answer or anything that we want, okay, and then it will propagate over here whenever we want it. So maybe I'll say let me go down over here and I'll say what your mobile number, okay, it will come down over here. And then if I go to the next one also, which says what which says where you heard from us, okay, so I'll copy this one over here, and then the menu, this menu which is 940, I'll also use that one in the the mailbox over here, okay. So I'm gonna go over here and then type in this one over here, and then I'll come over here and then use this the curly bracket or the square bracket, this one over here, and then I will go back and then copy the form ID, okay, or the this ID over here, the code ID over here, copy this one, okay, and then go back over here, and then paste in the ID over there, okay, just like this one, and then give it that kind of bracket, and then all what I will do is I will just save it, okay. So I can decide to even bring this ones on top of the main message. So I'm going to cut this one, go back, and then put it on top of the main body message, okay, and then I'll just click on save over here. Now whenever the message is sent, I'm going to receive all the things that I want to receive in my message. So now we have our contact form set up. So if I refresh this one, everything is supposed to work, but we still have not customized our form to make it nicely done, okay. So now let's go back to adding the contact form over here. Now I told you that we're going to use Elementor to add the form. So if you don't have Elementor, go ahead to plugins, okay, go to plugins and then click on add new, okay, just click on add new, go back, click on in the search bar over here, just search for Elementor, okay, just search for Elementor, and then make sure that you have Elementor page website builder activated, installed, and then activated, okay. So when you have it installed and activated, come back to your pages over here, all pages, and then go and then go to your contact form over here. Let's go and then click on edit, go to edit your contact form, your contact page, sorry. When you edit your contact page, you're going to see this blue button over here which says edit with Elementor, okay. Now click on it to edit the page using Elementor page builder. Now also guys, make sure we're going to use another plugin, okay. Now that plugin is also called Royal Royal add-on for Elementor. So if you go to our plugins over here, now when you install Elementor, make sure that you install that particular plugin also, okay. So you see this one which says Royal Elementor add-ons, okay. Make sure that you install and then you activate it. Now we need this one to be able to customize our form, okay. So make sure that you have that one also activated. Now let's go over here and then we want to remove this over here. If you want to remove it, you can those of you who knows how to use Elementor, you can remove it, but our focus is not on this one. If you want to remove this one and then make it your own customized page, just go to settings over here, and then under page layout over here, click on default over here, and then change it to Elementor full width, okay. So when you change it to Elementor full width, now you can they will remove the page you see that we have the form over here, okay. Remove the page title and other things, and then you can set up your own page. So I'm going to remove this from it, okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add new, over here, and then I'm going to what, click on this one column session over here. Okay, so click on it, and then on my left side over here under height, I'm going to see what a default over here. Now click on the default and then click on minimum height over here. So now that I have minimum height, now I can go to what, style over here, and then style the page anyhow I want it. Okay, so I want to use what a background type. So I want to use this background type, which is the classic. You can decide to use color over here, but I want to use an image. Okay, so I'm going to use any image that I like. So I'm going to use this particular image over here, and I'm going to click on what, insert. So as you can see, I have an image over here. So if I go over here, it's going to be like this. Okay, now on top of the image, I'm going to just click on the plus icon over here, and then drag in this one over here, the heading title over here, and then change the heading title to what, contact us. Okay, and then under on the alignment over here, I'm going to put it center over here, and then under style, I'm going to change this one to what, to white. Okay, and then the typography also, I'm going to what, make it Montserrat. That is one of my favorite what, typography that I mostly use. And then with the size, I can make it any size I want to. Let's say I want to make it what, 50. Okay, so now as you can see, I cannot see the image clear. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to give an background overlay for this particular what, image over here, so that I can see the text over here what, clear. So I'm going to click on this 6 dot, which is the edit section over here. I'm going to go to style over here, and then scroll down. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down this one. Now of course, with the image, we can what, style it, make it what, center, make it the attachment to what, either fix or scroll anyhow. The repeat, I'll say no repeat, I don't want it to repeat. And the size, we can make it what, cover, so that I fill the whole what, the whole place for us. And then scroll down, and then you see this one which says what, background overlay. So click on the background overlay right now, give the title as the background type as classic, and then we're going to give what, instead of the image, we know this time around no image, we're going to give it what, a color, and we're going to give it a black color. So as you can see, at the moment we give it a black color, what happened over here, we can see the text clear. Okay, now over here is the opacity. We can what, increase the opacity a little bit to make the text what, appear well the way we want it. So I think 0.76 is okay. It's quite okay. Now we have our contact over here. Now contact us, that is the hero section for our contact page. We have it done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to this, click on this 9 dot grip icon over here, click on it. That is the menu icon. Okay, now as we clicked on it, we're going to search for contacts. Just type in what, contact. You're going to see this forms over here. Okay, you can type in contact or forms, and then you're going to see this form over here. Now drag in this form to this place. Okay, now that you drag in this form, you're going to see form source over here. Now what we want to just click on the select. Okay, and then choose your form source. So if you have a contact form 7 installed, if you have WP forms over here, if you have Ninja's forms over here, if you have Caldera forms over here. Now of course ours is the contact form 7. We're going to click on it, and then select the template. Now we have one form already done. We're going to click on it to select the template, and now as you can see, our form appears over here for us. Okay, so now that we have our form appearing over here for us, now of course we can go ahead and then style it anyhow we want it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to style the the form itself. Okay, so we're going to do it very simple. We're not going to do anything extraordinary, but we're going to start. I just want to show you how you can be able to style this one using the Royal add-on for Elementor, and then the contact form itself. Okay, so it's very simple to style it. So we're going to go to style over here. Okay, and then as you can see, you can style every part of it. Okay, but to style it firstly, I'm going to click on this place, which is the 6 dot of the session, and then I'm going to go to advanced over here, and then I'm going to still click on advanced, and I'm going to give it a margin of 20. Okay, now that we have this one, I'm going to give this one also a padding of 50, so that I'm going to have this one center in the middle over here. Now I'm going to click on this one over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on advance of this one, and then I'm going to give this one also a margin of 50, and then a padding of no, I'm not going to give it a margin. I'm just going to give it a padding. Okay, so I'm going to give it a padding of of 50, so that this one will be also steady in the in the middle. Now let's go to style over here, and then scroll down, okay, to the input fields over here. Okay, so now over here we want all these ones to be unique, and then to be equal. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to scroll up right now, and then you see what the input width, which says 50. I'm going to make it 100%. Okay, so that as you can see, all will be all be the same, unique over here. Okay, all the input field will be the same. Now of course this is not an input field, so you're not going to be able to have it equally equal width or equal whatever it is. But of course this is how we want it, and this is how we want it to be. So now that we have this one done, now guys, what we're going to do is of course you can style each and every thing that you want to style. For instance, if you want to change the the placeholder color, okay, now this is the place holder. Now if you want to change it, let's say red, in any color that you want, you can of course do it the way you want it. Okay, so I'm going to make it the way it is. Now the text field, if you want to the text color, if you want to change it, and then even the background color if you want to change it, and then even anything that you want to change. So the background color, so let's say you want to make it red, as you can see, it is red over there. Okay, and that is how it is. Now of course I'm going to leave it as it is, as white. Now the border is the ones over here. Now I want to show it to you so that if you want to make it red, you can still make it red. Okay, now of course I'm going to make it the color that it was, okay, previously. So now guys, as you can see, you can change everything that you want to change from this form. Okay, so now let's go to the field labels. I want to make it all black, so that it will be black. Okay, now of course even the typography, we can change it. So our favorite typography that we are using is the Montserrat. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the Montserrat over here. Okay, so that it will be uniform. Okay, and then with the text size, we can go ahead with 18. If 18 is too much, we can even go down to 16. Okay, now of course you can either increase the weight to anyhow that you want it, and then even with the line height and the spacing, I'm going to reduce the spacing a little bit. So I think everything is quite okay. Everything is moving on the way I want it. Okay, now the next one that I want to do is to change the button color, and then also position the button in the middle. So I'm going to start with the button. So I'm going to go to a submit button over here, click on it over here, and then I'm going to align it in the middle over here, and then you can do anything that you want to do about the submit button. Okay, so after alignment, now the background. Okay, so the background is this one over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to my red color. Okay, because of course my color, or my theme color for the website is kind of like is red. It's not kind of red, it's red. Okay, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. So now that I have this one, now I can even increase the padding and all those things. Okay, but first things first, I want to increase the typography, change the typography from Roberto to Montserrat, and then I can go ahead and then increase the text. So let's say I want to make it like 25 or so. So as you can see, the text size is increased. So let's make it 20. Okay, and then now that I have it 20, now I can go ahead and then increase the padding and everything. Okay, so for instance, I want to increase this pattern, so I will unlink all the values together, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make here, let's say 18. Okay, make here another 18. So the bottom and the the top should be 18, and then here, instead of 30, I'll make here, let's say 80. Okay, and then also make here 80. Okay, so that it's going to be similar. Now what again do I need to do? Now the border radius, I want to make it instead of 2, I want it to be all round. Okay, so let's say I want to make it like 50. Okay, so I want to make it 50. So as you can see, that's, you know, shaped to be what, all round over here, and that is exactly what I want. So as you can see, guys, everything is what, working out perfectly the way I want it. Okay, now the next thing that I want to create a border all round. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go scroll to the app. Okay, scroll up, go to advanced over here, and then scroll down, and then I'm going to look for border. So as you can see, there is a border over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it what, a border you know, type, which is solid. Okay, so as you can see, I have the border type solid, and then I'm going to give it like a 2. Okay, the weight to be 2, and then I can change you know, the color the way I want it. So let's say I want it to be something you know, lighter. Okay, something like that. So as you can see, I have this one over here. So everything is what is working perfectly the way, but then I still feel like I should do something about it. I want, you know, the corner radius over here. Okay, so the border radius, I want to have it, so I want to make it like a 20 border radius. So as you can see, now I feel good about it. I feel like everything is working perfectly. Now another thing is I want a shadow. Okay, so I'll give it a box shadow over here. So I'll click on the box shadow, and voila, everything is working perfectly. Now of course, I can decide to increase the horizontal and all those things. I can even decide to decrease or increase the blur and everything, but I'm going to leave it as it is. And as you can see over here, I have my contact form done nicely for, you know, any perfect website that I want. So everything is done. All what I need to do is to click on what, update now over here, and my contact form is done. Now if I go to the contact over here and I refresh it, I have really you know, done my contact form, installed it, and then everything is working perfectly fine. Okay, so guys, this is how you can be able to create a contact form using contact form 7, you know, style it using Elementor, and then Royal add-on for Elementor. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel so that we grow together. Okay, I need you to subscribe to the channel, and when you are subscribing to, make sure you turn on the notification button over there, and let's grow together. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. My name is Kobe. Bye bye.